gotta be stepping on your tippy toes to get a kiss and shit. You gotta fucking, your head comes to his chest. Like, a lot of people find that cute. I don't, because look, I don't need any reminders that I'm short. I really don't. So anyway, that was kind of like a, for me, but it was like, whatever, I'm still here, and you're cute. You're as cute as you were in your pictures, so I'm willing to overlook these two things. Okay, so we get into the Starbucks, and we start talking, and we had a really good conversation, and okay, so after the Starbucks date, we go back, he drops me off at my house, and I was feeling pretty decent about it and whatever. And so we keep talking, and we started this thing where, we started sending each other pictures, and I would ask him questions about the stuff in his pictures, and he'd be like, oh yeah, that was my ex's. Like, it was like something like, oh yeah, that's my ex's table, I really need to get that out of here. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, and I was like, oh, I guess they live together. Okay, whatever. But during our conversation, he would talk about his kittens, and he would talk about, which melted my heart, because I fucking love cats so much. And he would send me like stuff about his kittens and things like that. And but it was just always like, because I would mention my ex a couple times, and then he'd be like, oh yeah, my ex used to do shit like that too. And then I'd be like, oh, like what? And he'd be like, I don't really want to get into it. And I'd be like, okay, I respect that. I'm an open book. You can basically ask me anything, but other people are more private. Got you, fam. But it just started being really weird because, the more and more pictures that we started sending back and forth, it seemed like every single time I would ask him about something, it would always refer back to his ex, and then he didn't want to get into it. And so one day we were talking about our exes, and I was like, yeah, like, I couldn't really believe that we were breaking up because I really thought I was gonna marry him one day, blah 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 blah. And we were together for 2 years, and he was like, oh yeah, that's really sad, that sucks. And I was like, but at that point, I was like, wait, oh yeah, but at that point, me and my ex had been broken up for probably like 6 months. And so I was like, so if you don't mind me asking, like, how long ago did you and your ex break up? He was like, oh, we broke up 2 months ago. I was like, oh, that's pretty recent. And he was like, yeah, there was a bunch of drama involved. And I was like, oh, drama, like what? And he was like, well, I didn't really want to like tell you because I didn't want to scare you off, but we were actually engaged. I was like, what? He was like, we were engaged and our wedding was supposed to be in 3 weeks. So I was just like, what are you doing on Tinder, fam? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then when that came out, he just started unloading, telling me like how they were engaged and she fell in love with it, and like he always treated girls like shit, but when he met her, he changed, and he really wanted to be a better guy, and she changed him, and then she got enlisted into the army, and when she came back, she was like this totally different person apparently, and he was so heartbroken about it, and they finally she broke up with him. So that was another thing. I was just like, but like in my eyes, he was basically still engaged in my eyes because because, nigga, it's only been 2 months, and you would take her back if you could. So that just put me in like a weird, awkward position, because I was just like, okay, cool. So our next day, we go to Applebee's, and we had a really good conversation. It was even better than the last time. And mind you, the first day we didn't even kiss, we didn't do anything. So that day, I ended up, he was like making a joke, like, because we were talking about his cats, and I was saying like, oh my god, I would love to meet them, they're so cute. And he was like, I mean, I'll take you over there right now if you want, just joking. And then I looked at him and I was like, okay. And he was like, really? I was like, dumb. But I was like, okay, let's go play with some kittens. So we go over his house, and he was like, okay, yeah, just don't mind the place, 'cause a lot of my ex's stuff is still there. And I was like, okay, fine, that's cool, whatever. So we get to his house, and his house was really nice, really nice. And we go up the steps, and he has like Christmas lights in the living room, and it was just a really pretty setup. So I sit on the couch, and we start watching TV, and we're playing with like the cats. Like I have the cat, like stroking the cat. The cats were so cute. And then out of nowhere, his ex starts FaceTiming him. And he was like, okay, I gotta take this. It's my ex. I don't know what she's calling me about, but I gotta take this. And I was like, okay. So he like runs up the steps, and I'm like awkwardly sitting there with a cat in my hand. And so I decided to get up and just look around the living room, because he had like a lot of pictures up. And I noticed that he had a lot of pictures up with her. So I go over to the one shelf that he had with a bunch of pictures, and I looked at their pictures and I was like, she's not cute. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'm way better looking than her. Great. So I sat on the couch. I sat on the couch satisfied, right? And then it dawned on me that this man is heartbroken over some ugly chick. There could only mean one thing. Their emotional connection is strong as shit. And I was like, damn, he's not getting over this anytime soon. He's definitely not getting over this anytime soon. So he comes back down, and they had been arguing about the fact that he had taken his name off of their joint bank account. They already had a joint bank account together. Oh my god. And or something like that. And it was just the more and more shit that he told me, the more and more I realized, wow, this bitch broke your fucking heart, and you are nowhere close to being over it. Not saying that like he would be. It only been 2 months, but like you're nowhere close to even want to get over it. Anyway, so fast forward, we started spending a lot of time together. I started seeing him a lot, and we text a lot, and I started to really like him, you know. But then, you know, he started pulling away a little bit, and I always told him, like, you know, do what you gotta do. I understand, like, it's a complicated situation, whatever. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure that at one point, he had told me that he was going on a trip to Texas. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Why are you going there? And he was like, oh, I'm meeting up with a friend there, and I haven't seen him in a long time. And he was like, I was like, oh, okay, cool. How, is this like a childhood friend? He's like, no, it was actually a friend that I met, ironically, on a plane while I was going on vacation with my ex once. But we just really hit it off, and we've been friends ever since. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, and I remember this was like, he was going to be leaving on Easter weekend, and I remember that the weeks prior, he had been pulling away, and I had been asking him to hang out, but he always came up with some excuse, like, oh, I really can't, I'm tired because of work, whatever, which is, like, always a red flag. Like, if someone starts pulling away after you've seen them so much, obviously something's wrong. So, whatever, the weekend passes, and he didn't text me at all, which I figured he wouldn't, because, he was with his friend. So that Tuesday, I texted him, and I was like, hey, how was your Easter Sunday? And he was like, honestly, it was terrible. And I was like, oh, what happened? And he was like, honestly, I asked him if he wanted to talk about it. He was like, yeah, but first I gotta confess something. And I was like, oh. And he was like, yeah, I lied to you. I'm so sorry. And I was like, what did you lie about? And he was like, when I said that I was going there to meet my friend, I lied. I was really going there to meet my ex. And I was like, oh. And he was like, yeah, she asked me to come see her, and I stupidly thought that we were gonna hash things out and we were gonna get back together. And he said that he went all the way to Texas, booked a hotel room for the whole weekend. His ex came up to the hotel room and literally basically was like, so you've been telling me for weeks that I didn't have the decency to break up with you in person, because apparently she didn't break up with him in person. She broke up with him over like a phone call or something. And at first they said their hellos, whatever, how you been, whatever. And she was like, yeah, so basically I just asked you to come here so I could break up with you for real. She had told him to come all the way to Texas just so she could break up with him in person. Because she was like, well, you said I didn't even give you the decency of doing it in person. So after he's looking at her dumbfounded, she was like, yeah, so my boyfriend's downstairs, so I gotta go. Oh my god. That's not funny, but when he told me that, I had to drop my phone, because I was like, son, you played me, but you really played yourself. Damn, son. That's wild as shit. So I tried to make him feel better, but ultimately it was kind of just like, it seems like you're not in a place to really continue anything with me, so I think that we should just stop talking, and you should really take time for yourself. And he agreed. So months later, he texted me again, asked me how I'm doing, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing good. And so we're texting and whatever, and I said, so how are you? He was like, I was like, how is everything with you, like trying to move on and everything? He's like, yeah, it's going a lot better, especially since this thing that recently happened. And I was like, oh, what happened? And apparently they did get back together, and he had her come over they both were having like some sort of party. I think it was like a 4th of July party, but it ended up really terrible, and they started arguing, and she called the police on him claiming domestic violence. A bunch of crazy, but yeah, and he just started saying that she was just degrading him and telling him that this is why she wanted to break up in the first place, because she wasn't even attracted to him anymore. He was way too skinny, blah 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 blah. And so I was like, okay, damn, I'm sorry that happened. Anyway, so days go by, we're texting, whatever. He starts Snapchatting me and whatever, and he starts Snapchatting me a bunch of stuff, like with him eating, like saying, oh, just got back from the gym, trying to change my life around, you know. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But the stuff he was Snapchatting me was kind of weird, because when he would Snapchat me, it would always be of him eating, and it was just like really large amounts of food. And I was like, why are you eating so much? And he was like, oh, I don't know, you know, just to gain a little weight. And I was like, is that because your ex said you're too skinny? And he was like, maybe. And I was like, son, I can't do this. I really can't do this. And so I'm pretty sure that there was one last thing that he did in regards to her that really just made me, oh yeah, he took her back again, and they got into another fight, and then they broke up. And that was when, because I had seen Facebook posts of him like posting about him and her and stuff, and I was just like, why are you even talking to me if you're, and I just ended it for good. And yeah, and then months later, probably like a year later actually, he texted me again, and I was like, so are you actually done with her? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe we should hang out. And that never happened, obviously. And he has a girlfriend now. I only know that because I saw it on Facebook. But yeah, so that was that. There's really no moral to this story. I just thought it was funny, and I've been wanting to make a story time about it for a while. So hope you enjoyed. Leave me some comments in the comment section below. Gracias por ver el video y serían todos.